Heading: Organizational change. Definition: Organizational change refers to the process of modifying an organization's structure, strategies, technology, culture, or processes to improve performance and adapt to the environment. First point: change helps organizations respond to internal and external challenges. Second point: it is necessary for growth, survival, and maintaining competitiveness. Heading: Forces of change. Side heading: External forces. Side heading: Technological changes. First point: advances in technology require organizations to adopt new systems and methods. Second point: technology changes improve efficiency and productivity. Side heading: Market competition. First point: increasing competition forces organizations to improve products, services, and strategies. Second point: organizations must change to maintain their market position. Side heading: economic conditions. First point: changes in economic conditions influence organizational decisions and operations. Second point: organizations modify strategies according to economic situations. Side heading: government regulations. First point: changes in laws and policies require organizations to adjust their practices. Second point: compliance with regulations may lead to organizational changes. Side heading: social and cultural changes. First point: changes in customer preferences, values, and lifestyles influence organizations. Second point: organizations adapt to meet changing social expectations. Side heading: internal forces. Side heading: changes in leadership. First point: new leaders may introduce different strategies and management styles. Second point: leadership changes can influence organizational direction. Side heading: employee needs and expectations. First point: changing employee expectations regarding work conditions and growth create pressure for change. Second point: organizations modify policies to improve employee satisfaction. Side heading: organizational growth. First point: expansion and development require changes in structure and processes. Second point: growth creates the need for better coordination and management. Side heading: performance problems. First point: low productivity, conflicts, or inefficiency create a need for change. Second point: organizations introduce improvements to overcome problems. Heading: planned change. Definition: planned change is a deliberate and systematic change introduced by an organization to achieve specific objectives. First point. It is carefully designed and implemented after proper analysis. Second point. It focuses on improving organizational effectiveness. Side heading. Characteristics of plan change. First point. Plan change is intentional and goal-oriented. Second point. It involves proper planning, communication, and evaluation. Third point. Employees are usually prepared before implementing the change. Side heading. Examples of plan change. First point. Introducing new technology or training programs. Second point. Changing organizational structure or policies. Heading. Unplanned change. Definition. Unplanned change is a sudden change that occurs unexpectedly due to external events or internal situations. First point. It requires quick response and immediate action. Second point. Organizations may not have enough time for detailed planning. Side heading. Characteristics of unplanned change. First point. It occurs suddenly and is usually beyond organizational control. Second point. It may create uncertainty and require rapid decision-making. Third point. It can be caused by emergencies, crises, or unexpected events. Side heading. Examples of unplanned change. First point. Sudden economic changes affecting business operations. Second point. Unexpected technological failures or market disruptions. Heading. Difference between planned and unplanned change. Side heading. Nature. First point. Planned change is intentional and organized. Second point. Unplanned change is sudden and unexpected. Side heading. Control. First point. Planned change is controlled and managed by the organization. Second point. Unplanned change occurs due to situations beyond organizational control. Side heading. Preparation. First point. Planned change allows employees to prepare and adjust. Second point. Unplanned change requires immediate response without much preparation. Side heading. Process. First point. Planned change follows a systematic process with objectives and evaluation. Second point. Unplanned change happens quickly and may lack formal planning.